Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to the Let's Keep Moving with Risha podcast. This is Risha. I'm a motivational speaker and I talk about things that will help you keep moving in your life, especially on areas like your life, mental health, love, growth, and everything in between. So if you're ready, let's keep moving. I am actually setting myself up for 2025. Di ba halata sa sa background ko? But I'm just playing around. I actually didn't thought na ngayon magsa-start yung background or setup playing ko. Pero I'm happy to have thought of this myself. I don't know how this looks, pero this comes from a place of love and passion. And, I just want to look decent. Pero, yeah, just a preparation for 2025. Hello, I am so grateful and so happy that you're finally here again. Grabe. The past few weeks, diba, have been crazy. I think there has been a lot of issues circulating online about heartbreak, about infidelity, about being faithful. And I would lie if I say that I am not affected because I kind of had a quick relapse from all of it. My heartbreak this year is my biggest 2024 plot twist. You've seen me through a lot of season. And isa sa mga highlight talaga ng 2024 ko is definitely that heartbreak. And yun nga, I don't usually say my thoughts on social issues and issues about celebrities, but I want to lean away from that. I want to go back to my core. I want to share my personal take on it. And I just want to quickly say this even before we get started on this particular episode of ours on what my heartbreak taught me in this season in this 2025, that there is so much beauty. There is absolutely so much beauty after this season of shame, of embarrassment, of heartbreak, and of loss. And I think above all things, that's exactly what we should look forward to. And if I can only help one person, if I can only help one listener today, it can be you. It can be anyone. Then that would be such an amazing honor on my end. And it would be, you know, it would be a relief on my end. That if my mindset during this season of heartbreak and loss would change someone's life, then that would be like the best Christmas gift ever. Kasi I don't have to help a million people. I can only start with one person, and it's amazing if that would be you. So if you're curious to know what I learned from this season of heartbreak, even if you weren't heartbroken, that's completely okay. You will really learn a lot of lessons from this episode. And if you're curious to know my lessons during a heartbreak season and loss, then without further ado, let's keep moving. I would say the first one is heartbreak is an opportunity, a great opportunity for introspection. And ito talaga yung biggest realization ko. Palagi ko sinasabi sa reels ko na what an opportunity and what a privilege it is to actually have your heart broken. Because when your heart broken, that's when the light gets to enter your life. And that's when you have a space for introspection. While so many people think that heartbreak is just pure heartbreak all the time, it's an opportunity for introspection talaga. It's easier to just tell yourself na the world is against me, but how can this obstacle be an opportunity for you and for everyone around you for growth and simply for introspection? It's time that during this season, ask yourself many questions. Kung kinakailangan na you sit down with yourself, you have this alone time, go to a coffee shop, a local coffee shop na hindi masyadong maraming tao, or, just take a 10-minute walk, do that daily, and get to ask yourself simple questions, kahit isa lang kada araw. It would totally help you in your healing journey. And some of these questions, actually, nag-search ako ng mga questions. I also went through my journal and answer some and share with you some of the questions that I answered during my heartbreak season. So, some of these are, okay, start na tayo. What parts of yourself did you not take care of? And the moment I realized this should be the question I asked myself from the very beginning, I I totally lost it. What parts of myself did I not take care of? Like during the heartbreak season. What parts of myself do I still need to love more? The reason why we got affected by the heartbreak is because we loved ourselves enough, but what parts of ourselves do we still need to love more? For the past months, did I really feel loved or seen in the relationship? I mean, was it the truth? I mean, were the dates true and genuine? Were these moments genuine or not? What emotions have I been avoiding and why? Heartbreak is an opportunity for you to feel. It is an opportunity for you to give yourself time to not just heal, but feel. It's not just purely healing. Hindi lang puro healing journey. It's more of just giving yourself space and grace to feel. And I think that's just really, really important. Another question is, what truths have you been avoiding? Do the people you surround yourself with make you feel valued and supported? What did this heartbreak teach you about your needs and boundaries in your relationships? What red flags or signs did you overlook, and how can you better recognize them in the future? I know that totally hit everybody of us. What kind of partner, another question, what kind of partner do you want to be? And how can you embody those qualities more fully? We talk about having the right partner, but we don't usually talk about being the right partner. And I think that's a thought we have to ponder about more. We thought about being or having the right partner, but we don't talk enough about being the right partner. Siguro bago tayo mag-expect ng right partner from God, from the universe, take this time to actually better yourself and become that better partner. What parts of yourselves need healing, and how has this experience helped you work on them? How can you love and value yourself more independent of any external relationships? What are the moments of gratitude that I can find in this heartbreak, even if it's just for the lessons learned? What will I do differently in future relationships based on what you've learned from the heartbreak? How can you ensure that you don't let past heartbreaks define your capacity to trust and love again? And lastly, one of the questions that I thought of is that, what does a healthy, loving relationship look like and feel like to you now, or to me now? And there are a lot of questions out there. You can explore Pinterest, Chat GPT. There's absolutely a lot. And this calls for you to answer these questions and really think about what you've been through and what you're currently going through right now, because it's only you who can heal yourself. It's only you who can bring back that spark And it's only you who can bring back that joy and that love. By the way, if you're currently finding value in this podcast episode, I truly appreciate it if you can give us here a 5-star rating, because your rating gives us an opportunity to reach more people, and your ratings and reviews help us continue deliver meaningful content. So it would be such an honor to have that 5-star rating from you. So that's the first one. First one is definitely see heartbreak as an opportunity for introspection. Ang sunod ko is the heartbreak itself made me realize how boundaries really matter during relationships. It's so important to know your limits, because knowing your limits helps you protect your peace and foster healthier relationships. Ang boundaries kasi natin, even if it's not seen, kasi it's like an invisible line, diba? That really define what's okay, okay pa ba to sa akin, and what's not okay for you sa isang relationship. They help you protect your emotional well-being. That's what boundaries do in your life. They help you protect your emotional well-being and just create a foundation of respect between you and the other person or your partner. Let's say na you're someone who needs alone time to recharge. If your partner or friend constantly demands your attention and your time and you don't set a boundary, you might feel overwhelmed or resentful. But if you're able to communicate, you can just simply say na, I love spending time with you. I really feel genuinely happy when I'm with you, but I need quiet time to recharge and to just keep myself grounded. And you are taking care of your needs while just being honest with them. And I think it's so helpful. Remember that healthy boundaries are not pushing people away. It's so far from that. They are about teaching others how to treat you in a way that aligns with your values and with your comfort level. And I go both ways naman. Hindi naman ikaw lang yung kailangang mag-set ng priorities, kundi yung partner mo din o kundi yung other person din. Respecting someone else's boundaries shows that you care about their needs too. Na even if you are married or even if you're in a relationship, couples do need time alone. Like, they need time to think about their lives as a human being and not just as your partner in totality. And when boundaries are clear lang, relationships really thrive because they're built on mutual understanding about their needs and built din siya around respect. Kasi kapag nire-respeto mo yung partner mo, that includes respecting their needs, their boundaries. And I think that's just so beautiful na kapag kasi nag-thrive ang isang tao alone in solitude, mas marami siyang opportunity and mas malaki yung chances na madadala niya yung lessons na yon alone, and your relationships will also grow. And isn't that like what we're after for when it comes to relationships? Plus, having boundaries keeps you from overextending yourself. So you can show up as your best and most authentic self sa relationship. It's about bringing yourself back to your core so that you can serve your partner better and you can serve him in the most authentic way possible. After all, 'di ba, healthy love is balance. Healthy love is about showing up for each other equally. Not in a way na, okay, ginawa ko to, dapat gagawin mo din to. But in a more natural experience for the people or for two persons in the relationship. Para lang meron tayong exchange of energy, effort, time sa relationship. Kasi it's more about both partners being or feeling loved and supported and heard sa relationship. And I think it goes both ways. And essentially, that's what I realized in the relationship. You've got to really build boundaries. Kasi you might be stuck in each other's cycle eh. Especially kapag matagal na kayo. especially kapag sobrang tagal nyo na sa isa't isa, you tend to feel like each day is normal for both of you. Say, ito na naman, siya na naman to. Parang just giving yourself time alone and building that boundary keeps you or keeps the spark, the enjoyment, and just the desire and fire in the relationship. Kasi kahit sabihin natin na sa una lang naman talaga yung spark, totoo naman eh, nasa una lang talaga yung spark. Sa una lang din talaga yung kilig. But by means of building boundary and just spending more time with yourself and just growing yourself, you can actually bring that spark back to the relationship. And it takes work to do that. Lastly, and I love this, life moves on and so do you. It's not always like the case na people reconcile. That's not always the case. But here's the thing, and this is my last tip: life moves on, and so do you. Which means that healing brings new opportunities for love and joy, often in ways you didn't expect. When you're in the middle of a heartbreak, it can feel like the world has stopped turning, which is so true. Feels like everything around you is dark. It feels like nothing is ever going to be right for you. The pain is just so heavy. Like, alam mo yung parang bigat na walang maka-explain. And it's hard to imagine a time when you won't feel that way. Because it felt like it's just a normal feeling. But as time passes, life has a very cute way and a surprising turn. And it would really, really surprise you. You begin to notice little sparks of joy again. And it's only a matter of time, totoo to, na hindi natin alam, di ko masabi, hindi mo masabi, walang makakapagsabi kung kailan. But you begin to see life on a different perspective. Like, it could be the sunset, it could be a good laugh with a friend, or even discovering a new hobby, or meeting new people, or appreciating the people around you. It could be the smallest moments. And these small moments lang will really remind you that there's more to life than the loss you've experienced. And then without realizing it, now new doors open. And when that's the perspective, tuloy-tuloy na yan. You meet people who brings fresh energy. You meet people who brings opportunities in your life. And these kind of opportunities are opportunities you wouldn't have considered before. Pero dumating siya after the heartbreak, after the loss. Kasi finally, may space na sa buhay mo. Sometimes kasi the love and joy that come next are so unexpected and profound that you look back and realize that the heartbreak was a chapter that prepared you for something greater. It's not just about forgetting what happened, but actually just allowing yourself to heal and grow so you can start embracing the beauty that's still out there waiting for you. Like, sobrang dami pa kasi na naghihintay sa'yo. And when you're really clouded with dark thoughts and you think you have a dark life and a bad life, it's so hard to see this beauty and this greater things that would come your way. Kasi nakaharang siya sa sight mo, sa mindset mo. Pero kapag you start appreciating the little things, you get to realize that life moves on, and so do you. During my heartbreak season, just mid-2024, these are the things, and sobrang dami ko pang natutunan from the situation, and I wouldn't trade the experience for anything else. It was meant to happen to me. It was meant to hit me like that. Like that blow was really for me. And as much as I know how painful it was, it made me stronger. And I can talk about this a lot of times, and more than like the 20-minute period we have right now. Pero sobra talaga. I mean, this is where Jesus found me. This is where God found me. And this is a very special like chapter of my life. But I said this from my reels before, and I'll say it again here because I know how exclusive we are here. If you don't want to move on, then don't. And more than ever, this is my biggest lesson. If you don't want to move on, then don't. This is what I've practiced. I did not force myself to forget about things. I did not force myself to forgive people. It just happens because I was willing to do it. Healing is many things. It can be done by a lot of things. You can do retreats, you can do somatic release, you can spend time with people, you can talk to people. There are really a lot of ways. But what's actually blocking you from healing and getting through it all is your reluctancy. Like, we're so reluctant to move on. That's why if you're reluctant to move on, if you don't want to move on, then don't. If you're unwilling, it is not sustainable. What you resist persists. Kapag pinilit mo yan, mas lalo ka lang mahihirapan. And I'm going to tell this to you. You'll feel it when you want to move on. You'll feel it when you want to move on. But during the season where you don't want to, then don't. Like, do not force yourself. Your body, your heart knows when it wants to move on. Not when it is ready to move on, but when it wants to move on. Kasi kung gusto niyan, kahit hindi pa yan ready, life has this beautiful way of presenting you with people who will help you move on. And I think that's the magical thing about it. You don't have to force yourself out to move on. Your body, your heart, your mind, your entire system, kung gusto talaga niyan, the universe will find its way. But as long as you are unwilling, hanggat hindi mo gusto, hanggat gusto mo lang nandito ka sa season na to, then it will continuously feel that way. So, your body has to want it. Your mind has to want it. Your heart has to want it. Because if these areas of your life do not want to move on, then you won't be able to move forward as well. That's about it, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you got some insights, and that's about it, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I hope you got some insights. I'd love to know your thoughts. Share what you've learned from your biggest heartbreak this 2024. It doesn't have to be like a romantic heartbreak. It could be heartbreak from losing a job, losing a friend, losing someone special in your life. It could be any type of heartbreak. And then for the pause section, what resonated most with you sa episode na to? Is it number 1, heartbreak is an opportunity for introspection, 2, boundaries matter, and then lastly, life moves on. And so does everybody else. You can also share your favorite takeaways on social media. I am listening. I saw someone messaging me na in-story niya daw and then hindi ko nakita and then dinilit na lang niya and all that. I really, really apologize, but please, I do my best. It's not every day that I go on Instagram, but I'm really trying my best. So, I hope you give me a little slack if sometimes hindi ako nakapag-reshare, but I try my best, guys. So, again, this has been your friend and your host, Risha. Know that I'm grateful for you. I've always been, and I'm rooting for you. Like, I'm rooting for you big time. I'll see you again in the next few days. Don't forget to always keep moving. Bye!